This video explores 10 interesting old sundials in County Durham, easily reached by road on an approximate circular route and within a reasonable time period. The route starts at St John's Church in Escombe, near Bishop Auckland. This is a tiny Saxon church and dates from around AD 675. There are two interesting sundials located on the south side of the church. Above the porch is a 17th century sundial. The British Sundial Society website describes the sundial as showing 6 AM to 6 PM in half and quarter hours with a sun circle at the root. Also on the south wall is a circa 7th century sundial, which is the oldest sundial in the country still in its original position. Details of this sundial are described on a separate video on my YouTube channel. An approximate 12-minute car journey is required to reach the second sundial, located at St Andrew's Church at South Church near Bishop Auckland. The sundial at St Andrew's Church is located above the main porch entrance. The British Sundial Society describes the sundial as follows. The dial plate is in a frame with a shaped top and an unusual egg and dart decoration. The gnomon appears to be made of iron. The sundial shows the date MDCCXLIX in a good century for church dials. This translates to a date of 1749. A motto above states Ab hoc momento pendet aeternitas. This translates to eternity hangs from this moment. This recent photo shows that the sundial has been subject to weathering, with much of the detail now fading. An approximately 25-minute car journey is next required to reach the third sundial, located at St Peter's Church at Bishopton. The church dates probably from the 13th century and was largely rebuilt in 1846 to 1847, when the north aisle and tower were added. The BSS website describes this church sundial as an unpainted but clear dial on the south wall dated 1776. The motto reads Fugit Hora, which translates to Time Flies. The fourth sundial at 12 Middleton Lane in Middleton St George is reached via a short 15-minute car journey. This sundial is located on a mainly south-facing wall on the side of the property. The BSS website describes the sundial as being made of iron, an unusual material for a dial, and is dated to the 1800s. It shows 6 AM to 5 PM in half hours, and the motto reads, My time is in thy hand. The fifth sundial at 37 Teesway, Neasham, is reached via a short 6-minute car journey. The BSS website describes the sundial as being made of iron and stone and is undated. The dial is held against the face of the building with dog nails, above the front door and between two upper storey windows. 3 blue semicircular loops above and behind the dial suggest that it may be held in a cradle of some sort. It has upright Hourly Roman numerals with quarter-hour subdivisions. Hour lines run to a large semicircle around the Norman root. The sixth sundial is located at the Bay Horse Inn at Herworth and is easily reached via a short 3-minute car journey. The BSS website describes the sundial as follows. The stone and metal dial is fixed over the arch to the courtyard. Herworth was once said to have more sundials than any other English village. William Emerson, 1701 to 1782, the eccentric mathematician and dialist, was born and died here, and the Bay Horse dial, one of 3 dials surviving in the village, is said to be one of his. Dated 1739, its timelines are curiously marked, and those rising upwards and outwards have no meaning. The story goes that pub decorators once painted the dial out and were forced to restore it, with this curious result. An electric lamp once placed above the dial was jokingly said to let the dial show the time at night. A short 3-minute walk reaches the 7th sundial at 9 the Green, Herworth. The BSS website describes this sundial as stone and metal construction with a date of 16-something and is typical of the local area. The sundial shows 7 AM to 6 PM in half and quarter hours. The error in declared latitude, 54 not 51 degrees, is attributable to successive repainting. For much of the year, this dial is lost behind advancing ivy and requires careful examination to spot it. A short 2-minute walk reaches the 8th sundial, located at 20 West End, Herworth. The BSS website gives the following description for the sundial. One of 3 dials in this area, it is set into the brickwork between 2 upper windows above the front door. It has radially oriented numerals and hour lines to a small semicircle around the Norman route, with half and quarter hour marks in a narrow band inside the hours circle, all very carefully made. Strongly curled S support to blade Norman with a deep cut nodus, and declination lines can still just be seen. Around the top 17C Hunter 72-, giving a date for the sundial of 1772. Just below latitude 54 degrees 34 minutes. It is thought that Hunter was a pupil of the Herworth mathematician and dialist William Emerson, 1701 to 1782. An approximate 12-minute car journey is next required to reach the 9th sundial, located at St Cuthbert's Church in Darlington Town Centre. The BSS website describes the sundial as follows. On the south wall at the far west end, a wooden dial dated 1774 but in good condition, having been restored in 1997. The motto reads, "Sit, sign, light, dies," which translates to, "Let the day be without strife." Faint gold individual hour lines, blue edging with a white centre. Ornamental scroll support for the Norman, canted a little to face south. The final 10th sundial on the circular explorer route is located at St Michael's Church in Hindon and is reached via an approximate 20-minute car journey. The BSS website describes this sundial as follows. The dial is to the east of the south porch and is now extremely weathered. Gatty records the motto as "Dum spectus fugit hora," but this is no longer visible. The Latin to English translation is "While you watch the hour flies." Break arched dial plate in stone frame, canted about 5 degrees east. Full length hour lines would have shown 6 AM to 6 PM in hours. Now only parts of hour markers remain. Uses X11, strip Norman with S under supporter, no noon gap.